Welcome to the UDP podcast where a group of friends get together to talk about gaming-related topics, offering both informed and uninformed opinions. I'm your host, Luminary, and today we are accompanied today by our co-hosts, Imi, the Eternal Barcode,
Howdy! I'm murdering people for in the name of the Emperor.
and the dog walking his crit chicken.
I am playing World of Warcraft, the expansion. It's Sim Life.
See, I feel left out. I'm playing OBS right now. So. All right, episode 114. We are Cajunless tonight, and that's all well and good. We wish Cajun all the fun he's having wherever it is he's doing, right? So,
Probably in a boat fishing.
Yeah, you know what? It's cold.
He can go ice fishing.
He could. Yeah. Oh,
I know that's a poorly timed joke, but
let's see here. What was that? That was that one cat guy. Thank you for the follow. Okay, so before we begin, we'll go ahead and let Imi do our words.
10% of all the revenue generated by the show, mostly actually all of it lately, it goes to the Trevor Project, which is an organization that is working to end the epidemic of youth suicides among the LGBTQ community. Easy for me to say. If you have some spare money, throw some their way or donate through us. They are a fantastic organization and they really need your help given today's everything that's going on.
Perfect execution. As a reminder, we are an opinion show. We have opinions and we give them freely.
I'll give you my opinion. It's okay. Don't worry.
Yeah. So report. don't sue us. Sit back and enjoy the show.
I will eat all your data center files. not even like your actual, like, this is what I need for my business to survive. The actual boot records of every server and every backup tape possible. So you can't have any recovery, period. Don't tempt me. That shit's good tasting. Yeah. It's really tasty.
Okay. So, got a few topics to talk about tonight. Imi, did you want to start with one of yours?
Yeah. So you may have heard of something we spoke about last year. It's fun to say. And that was the fact that the Saudi investment fund, the Public Investment Fund as it is actually known, was proposing to buy out Electronic Arts and take them private from a publicly traded company. And that sounded initially kind of, I don't know if I want that, but has increasingly become a holy crap, we can't let this happen. To the point where a bunch of US Congress people have actually gotten together and said, this is a terrible idea. Mainly because they did say in their purchase proposal that there would be layoffs and there would be studio closures and a bunch of other shit. And apparently that actually runs afoul of your antitrust laws in the States. So that whole purchase is now they're requesting that the FTC have another look at that and potentially cancel it because the amount of damage it could do to workers, number one. And number two, the problem with the Saudi investment fund is the guy who runs it is the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, who was also linked to the killing and dismembering of a Washington Post journalist a couple of years ago. The guy is not a good guy, and he has been using some of their acquisitions to push more political things for them, or at least that's what the accusations are. One of the biggest ones people are worried about is the treatment of minorities and LGBTQ members and stuff like that, because the guy is notoriously anti anything that he does not say is cool. If he thinks you're not cool, you're going to be dead. So, yeah, it's something I hope that gets reinvestigated, and I hope there's actual thought put into them looking at it, because any purchase that allows you to forward a geopolitical agenda at the detriment of other people is not something I enjoy and not something I appreciate. And yeah, it's not cool that you can use that power to be like, you know what, these kinds of people don't exist anymore. or people from this location don't exist anymore. Why? Because you will never write about them again in any of your games. And that's the big thing that people are worried about. Either that or it'll be misrepresentation or exaggeration or stereotypes. So, yeah, that's what's going on with that thing.
That sounds intense. And any of the other acquisitions that the investment fund is...
Well, they bought Niantic not too long ago, like last year.
Really?
Who make Pokemon Go?
I remember that. I mean, so what practices have we seen where he's done any of that?
So far, nothing yet. I think he's trying to keep a low profile, but that doesn't mean it's not a possibility, especially for someone like him who you either do as he says and like what he says for you to like, or you're going to find yourself potentially not in amongst the living anymore.
Like a true sovereign. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's pretty intense.
Wait, so the people that actually bought Niantic too, I think the company's name is Scopely. They also are in control of Monopoly Go as well. So micro transactions on top of microaggressions.
Yeah. Like, it's not a good prospect. Where are you guys going? We have to go that way, you fuckos.
Microaggressive transactions.
Yep.
Well, it appears that Diablo Immortal's coming under fire again. I haven't heard much about them until this last week. Yeah.
Good.
Apparently they're being investigated for deceptive marketing practices in their game development. Who knew?
What?
I know.
No.
And my personal opinion on this right now is like, well, I mean, I guess if you had to make an example of something, might as well use a major franchise. You know, don't get me wrong; these practices are like prolific throughout the mobile space. But yeah, no, that's like a whole thing. It says that. Oh, that's not one. All right, I'm gonna slaughter this. This is probably why I didn't remember it because it's Italian. Autorita Durante I'm gonna is double L pronounced L or like with a Y like Spanish? I'll just say
I think it's double L, but I don't do Italian. I do English and French poorly.
Well, they don't have like a phonetic pronunciation on here. Either way, the Italians are are investigating for deceptive practices and whatnot. So, you know, of malicious game design to design UIs that gravitate you more towards spending money.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
So, and if we remember anything
Sorry, continue. Yeah, that was a really interesting story.
Yeah, it is. If we remember correctly, through the initial release of Diablo Immortal, there were lots of tests done where people were spending like upwards of like $10,000 to $15,000 to test, you know, if they can get maxly equipped in the early game. So we're about a few years out from that though. And they would do it, and then they would just like kill their account, and be like, I'm not playing this anymore. So it's totally a thing. Everything is driven for, if you want the best stuff, you have to spend the dollary dues.
Yeah, and I don't like that at all. I mean, most of us hate that idea.
Mm-hmm. So it's neat to see something happening somewhere. And we'll see what comes out of that. So I'll continue to keep my ear to the ground, see what's going on. Grant, did you have something? You said something was going on Cosmo's server that had everybody in a stir.
Oh, they were like there was some kind of like Nexus mod link or whatever people were like warning each other about, and it showed it was proven to be like hogwash.
Oh, that was the one where they were saying that if you share the Nexus Mods links, it's going to ban you automatically.
Yeah, for like 2 years or something like that.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
So it's not true at all.
It's what it seems like. Yeah, I mean, I think it's just like I said, hogwash.
That's funny.
Nothing too relevant, but everybody was like losing their minds over it. And here I am like, that's funny. I don't click any links anyway. This is from my hubby. If it's not from a trusted source, do not click the link.
That's a good plan.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's funny that you say that about the Nexus mods link and how badly people are getting bent out of shape. It's not the first time I've seen people get bent out of shape over things that are not necessarily true or they're missing context. And I find a lot of people will jump on the bandwagon of, oh my God, someone's screaming about this and it sounds really scary, so it must be true. And yet nobody takes the time to verify. They just trust without verifying. And the whole, if you work in the IT security sphere, you already know this, but your whole MO for that line of work is trust but verify. So you trust what people are saying is accurate, but you verify it for yourself, of course.
Mm-hmm. I think I heard that.
And I think that's something we need to do more of.
Yep, definitely. I mean, outside of the IT sec space, of course. If I remember correctly, I think was it Thor from Pirate Software was talking about that at one point, about a year or two back, wasn't he?
Yep. And it's something that comes up all the time because whether it's that or if it's, these kinds of links are going to steal everything from you and whatnot, you need to contextualize things and you have to understand what you're talking about for the message to be successful. If you're just repeating what you heard with no context because you either didn't understand it or didn't want to actually go take the time to learn about it or whatnot, you're actually causing more harm than good. You might think you're preventing people from doing something bad or something bad happening to them, but the reality is you're sensationalizing things that need to be properly contextualized.
Yeah, no, that tracks. Change the subject a little bit. Valve has loosened up its AI policy.
Can you tell me more about that? I didn't actually hear that.
So what I mean by loosened up, it's one of those things where it's like, so as it was set up before the changes took place, if you used AI in any capacity, and by any capacity I mean like whether it is to get temporary assets, to get throwaway code, to generate assets that go into the actual game, voice acting, cloning, things like that. It didn't matter to what degree you did it. You just had to disclose that AI was used in the production of this game. But more shops are using AI as not necessarily a backbone, but as a generative source for ideas and getting things done quickly and other things of that nature. But they are going back with a human hand and writing all the correct stuff. So it's not just AI slop, right? They're using it as a tool, not as a medium.
Yeah,
So, and it's
it's
becoming
interesting.
more and more common for developers of any software to use AI in this capacity, whether it's temporary assets and things like that. It only matters when it makes it into the actual game. So, if any AI generated
Well, yeah,
content are in the game, that's the ones that Valve is now concerned about, not the actual development of the game, but the actual asset usage in production material.
well, we spoke about that last week about how people, well, I think I was talking about Dell backing off from it, saying this is horseshit. But the other thing is, like, it's because we were talking about Ark and then that other game that was listed in the article I was looking at, where AI temporary assets became ingrained in the actual game because they were never removed.
Yep,
It's
Expedition
like
33,
anything.
if I
If you're going
remember
to have
correctly.
placeholders, yeah. If you're going to have placeholders, that's fine. But for the love of God, at least make them a bunch of swears instead of AI assets. Because if an accidental placeholder full of swears makes it into production, people are going to, be upset. But these days, they're going to laugh at you more than they're going to be upset at you versus, using an AI placeholder and then forgetting it's in there and then having that reach, production is going to piss people off way more.
Indeed. I mean, me personally, as far as a development tool, I don't see a problem with it. Like even myself, for thinking of words outside, and I've actually posted on LinkedIn about this. Is that the most acceptable use of AI, at least as far as a consumer is concerned, is to work with domains of experience you are already familiar with, so that way you can identify the hallucinations and the bullshit, right? So, like, if you wanted to toss an idea out because you want to program something, and you already have a domain experience with the programming language you're working with, whatever's spit out, you can automatically detect if it's bullshit, or if you are an expert in underwater cat acrobatics, right?
That I want to see.
Yeah, at which point if it says, yeah, no, if you just hold them underwater, they'll do just fine. You're like, no, they'll drown, asshole. Don't do that. Like, it's stuff stupid like that.
But underwater cat acrobatics.
I know. I was thinking underwater BB stacking, but that became a bit more in my brain. I was like, fuck it, cat acrobatics. We're doing this. That was my AI hallucinating. Wetware, meatware. So, yeah.
Meatware, yeah, that would be meatware.
Yeah. So I mean, I've kind of loosened my stance on like, ooh, AI bad. This is on top of, I'm also looking at it like this: AI is stupid expensive to run, and it is literally destroying our environment. So the angle I'm looking at for stupid expensive to run, mind you, like I'm only using free versions of anything. That means more cycles I'm putting into the data center. That's more money being spent, and we all know the financial the financial situation of OpenAI right now.
Yeah, they're losing a shit ton of money, aren't they?
Yep, I think that like they made like $3 billion in revenue, but like their total deficit is like 13 billion.
Yeah, it was funny.
Oof.
Someone was like, "Yeah, he started at $0 and now he's at $0.0000. You're still poor.
Lol.
Started poor, ending poor."
You know what? The Sam Altman might be very jealous of old school RuneScape, or just RuneScape in general, because do you know what they announced this week, or in the last couple days? They've hit $3 billion in revenue in their entire lifetime.
Huh.
So RuneScape plus old school RuneScape, $3 billion over their lifetime. Good on them, is what I say. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Snazzy.
Definitely.
Yeah. I just saw that pass up in my feed. So thought we should congratulate them. Like, that's a really significant milestone, especially for a game as old as RuneScape. Like, this is insane that they've been able to survive that long.
Mm-hmm. I can tell you right now, if they start charging for access to talk to my computer, I'm just not going to. I can talk to it in other ways through console commands and clicking my mouse. I don't need a friend. I don't come to my computer to socialize, damn it. Wait, maybe I do. Shit, I'm in Discord.
So I have one caveat to the congratulations to the RuneScape team.
What's that?
Might have last year laid off an undisclosed number of staff from non-development roles, so probably middle and upper management. And then they also rolled back their Pride Month stuff last year. Oops. They downscaled the support. Yeah, they downscaled the support for it because they wanted to, quote, avoid a backlash. Because it had become, quote, controversial in a way it didn't used to be. So they listened to a few loudmouths and decided they didn't want to tell those loudmouths to go fuck it.
Oh, yeah, no.
And go fuck their hats.
That is legit.
So, yeah, that happened. So, congrats, but also fuck you.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Did you have anything else to poke at, Amy?
No, I'm good.
You're good? Grit, do you have anything that's going on?
It's been pretty much, I don't know, for me it's been kind of slow aside from like the whole like midnight stuff because they just dropped the whole giant patch pre-patch for the newest expansion, so I've been kind of like gung-ho, stick my face into the void, literally.
Okay. So what can you tell me? What can you tell me about that?
Well, they had just, well, you have to do a quest line, but you can actually unlock the Void Elf Demon Hunters. There's a new Demon Hunter spec called Devourer. Now we actually, for the houses, you're not just stuck with like human and like basic horde houses or whatever. For night elves, you can actually get a night elf theme house, and for blood elves, you can have a blood elf theme house or whatever if you so choose. So I guess it really doesn't matter. It just depends on which ones you actually like. A new profession decor is currently out, so you can craft certain things that are specific to your professions like enchanting and jewel crafting and stuff like that. Yeah, there's like I said, I've been playing this so often that I feel like I'm in The Sims. I either do like either dungeons to, get disenchanting stuff, mats and stuff like that, or decor, or I get, just play hours and hours in my home plot.
Oh, that's cool. What could you do on your home
She's
plot?
done some really cool stuff there.
I'm still editing it, but I just made myself a new mailbox and I put a little scroll in the Sentinel's mouth.
Hold this, would
Feels
you
like
please?
literally. I'm still tweaking it because I'm indecisive on where I actually want to put my house. So it's just like every time I move my property, I have to adjust it again. So I'm just like, crap.
She's moved it, what, like 6 or 7 times in the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
I'm indecisive. That's my issue. There's so many plots to choose from. I had one near the moon wall. I think I just planted mine near a town. I moved it back to the zero plot, not gonna lie. I mean, having moon wall by is kind of cute, but I don't know.
I'm gonna have to get in and start messing around with that. I just don't know what server I'm gonna do it on. I know I'm still in the D7 Discord, so chances are maybe I should go there and like make sure my character looks active. Maybe go mess around with that.
I haven't been on the game in like 2.5, 3 years now, and I'm still there.
Yep. In fact, the last time I came back was when both you and Reina were still doing Dragonflight stuff.
Me and I'm in War Within getting ready for midnight, and I'm playing an Void Elf now because it's new and shiny. However, the I didn't know that the Devourer spec actually uses intellect, and it's just so cringe because all you see is like for the move is like consume, 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 consume. I'm like, okay, you void swallower, you. But I guess that's why they call it the Devourer.
Oh, that's
That
right.
is quite a sentence I did not expect to hear.
But
You void swallower.
I mean,
You're not wrong.
it's close to being a sin eater, I guess. Yeah.
So
Excuse me, sir. Could you not sell me encyclopedias?
I was watching on TikTok, and I love the Homeland Security guy. What he does is
No.
he goes, "Hey, Steve, what you doing, buddy?" Things like that.
Oh, Ryan something or other. Yeah.
Yeah.
Youth pastor Ryan is what he goes by because he's a comedian that actually looks like a youth pastor, which is funny as hell.
Well,
He's not actually a youth pastor, but he looks like a generic white NPC.
well,
Those are his own words.
there's another creator that does something similar, except it's more in the style of acting out being the entities,
Oh,
talking
nice.
to each other, and it was like Nintendo of America, Game Freak, and Pal World, and
Hey,
Pal,
Lumi,
yeah.
I sent you a picture of my owl.
Oh, hold on, I gotta go take a look at that now.
I just popped a scroll in his mouth to show, hey, it's a mailbox.
Yum.
Oh yeah, no, that's legit. I like how the other one doesn't have one.
I I might put like holiday decor up on them, on that one or in the center of it, honestly.
Yeah, no, that's
Right
fair.
now there's nothing happening, so his butt's void.
So the thing that was interesting about this, it was those three entities. It was Nintendo, Game Freak, and Pal World, and it had to deal with. All right, so Pal World can is beating the pants off of us for having a Pokemon like game, right? And now they have like a farming sim after we announced our own farming sim. Like, what else could they possibly take from this? And Pal World was like, you know what this means, right? And Game Freak's like, don't do it, don't do it. All right, Pal World trading cards, here we go. So there might be, I don't know if that's true or not, but I think it would be hilarious if they had their own trading card game now. That would just.
I think
They
that'd be
actually
awesome.
are. They are actually making it, just like Neopets is actually making trading cards.
Really, Neopets. That's an
What?
old IP.
Yeah, Neopets is still doing stuff too. They actually have subscriptions for Neopets stuff now too, so you
Did
can spin. Huh?
did they actually get a hold of their servers? Because I know that for the longest time there was a live hack going on where
Yes.
they had
Yes.
external identity or entities in their systems that were persistent and they couldn't get rid of them.
I
So that
think
all got
yeah,
sorted out.
it's stabilized.
Okay, well, that's good.
You're like,
Oh, we
what?
talked about that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you.
that was that live hack where
'Cause
people were freaking out and changing their passwords. Like that's not going to help. Now they have your new password. Stop it.
yeah, because they even said like even if you change your password, they can read the new password in plain text.
Oof.
I'm curious as to how they mitigated that. Honestly,
They would.
that's no easy feat to have a live threat actor in your systems and then have to find a way to regain control of it where they don't have control while maintaining a customer database or a user database.
I think in order to do that, and mind you, this is my analytical brain thinking about it because I just recently learned how password hashing works. It's literally a one way decode,
Yep.
right? So they would have to take
And salting.
yeah, salt and peppering, and I learned how to do that as well. It's just like it's the password plus salt plus pepper, and you keep the salt and pepper
Yep.
in two separate places.
Yep.
So yeah. So the way that they would do that is they would have to pull up the record. You'd have to grab the text password, translate it to SHA-256 encoding, along with the salt and pepper included, and then update that entry with the new SHA. They'd have to change their application logic in order to take that hash and see if whatever password is put in matches the hash, and then if that's good, if that's cool, then it just goes. So it's literally a one-way decode. Not that it couldn't be breached; it's just really hard because you don't know what the extra characters are. And really smart organizations have something that's rotating assigned to each of the entities inside the database. At least one of those extra pieces, either the salt and or pepper.
That's an interesting
Yeah.
term. I never knew that.
Yeah, it's kind of cool because normally, like, anyone can make a hash for a password. That's the easy part. But making it so that it can't be reversed is the hard part, and that's where the what's known as salting happens, where you take the normal hash and you just add shit and garbage to it, but only you know what those added like garbage things are, so that your side can decode it, but the other side can't. And it's really cool how that works.
Yep, it's like a one-sided Diffie helmet encryption, except there's a lot less math.
Yeah. And some of the biggest hacks in recent memory have all happened because there was no protection for those passwords. Some of them were hashed, which is great. But once you get that private key, or what's known as the private key, uh, it becomes super simple to open it up. But at least with with the salting of your hashed passwords, it adds another layer of complexity, which makes it even harder to do.
Yep, it's effectively your
And people
password.
thought they weren't going to get educated tonight. I was told there'd be no education tonight.
Yep, I literally
Too
just
bad.
learned that like 2 weeks ago. I was like, this is actually kind of neat. It's just adding extra crap to the end of a password. That's all it is. That you hash it.
Yep.
So
Yep. I mean, I started learning about that years ago when I started paying attention to the subreddit NetSec, network security. And yeah, I've just over the years learned a lot about how that works. I don't fully understand it, but it's really cool to learn anyway.
yep, I agree. I don't have anything else beyond what we just talked about, other than what we just did with AI and all the other stuff that we talked about. Like, still interested in the Moonlight stuff. I just can't bring myself to spend a lot of time in WoW right now.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how much time I've actually spent just decorating my house over and over and over and over again. It's really, I mean, it's cathartic, but at the same time, I'm like, oh God, no.
Well, WoW has a little bit of something for everyone, from creature collection to mount collection to adventure to now we've got like the Sims in WoW, so you can like build your own houses and stuff. Next thing you know, you're gonna have your own entities live in your house. Kind of
Listen,
like they did the. Huh?
you can level up your house to make your house bigger. It's kind of like playing also Animal Crossing, honestly.
You know what this reminds me of?
What's
This
that?
reminds me of Terraria.
So
Ooh.
it's really reminding me of like it literally is reminding me a bit of Animal Crossing and stuff because uh like even I just added a griffin roost right across from where my entrance is to my building right by the lake where I fish out of. So it's I mean I had like a little cemetery in my yard. I have to rebuild it because my plot changed location and so I have to reconfigure everything all over again.
Mhm.
But they actually also changed it because if you went to like plot 17 before they actually implemented it, if you went to plot 17 and you like moved your house up like or near a cliff, you could actually levitate the house and people would actually levitate their house into the position that they wanted it to put it and then change the plots over once they actually did that. And people were getting so creative with the house levitation stuff. They initially were going to fix that quote unquote bug, but they decided to actually just implement it into the game and let people have levitating houses if they so wish.
Yeah, they even went as far as saying if you're going to do that, you might want to have like a parkour puzzle or something, like a platformer for people to get in. It was really cool. It's one of the rare times when a developer says, you know what, people love this bug so much, let's keep it. And didn't Helldivers do the same thing? Wasn't
I
there a
don't
bug that was taken out that was eventually put back in?
I don't know, but people are getting so creative that they're actually making fortresses and turning their houses into like robots and stuff like that. Because if you have the Numergon endeavors now, if you go kill King Mechagon and this and that, you can actually get robotic stuff. I actually got a few things, and also with the endeavors, there's a vendor that sells you stuff too. But if you have that, if you have the mechanomes visiting your town, you can get a whole bunch of mechanical stuff. So you can literally be steampunk if you want to.
Oh, that's exciting.
Beauty.
All right. Don't have anything else. We covered a lot. Let's just set up a round table. There's only three of us, so it shouldn't take too long. Britt, how are things in your neck of the woods? What are you doing? What are we doing the next week besides stuffing scrolls and owl mouths?
Well, not to sound cold-hearted, but I'm just chilling because I'm not dealing with any of the winter weather that the other 40 states are dealing with.
Yeah, I literally just kicked open my curtain. It is white AF outside.
I'm sorry.
It happens. This is what happens when you're in North Texas. All right.
Do you hate how punny got with that one?
No, I loved it. I was just like, yes, more crit puns to it.
Oh.
So, Amy, what do you got going? I'm pretty sure what I'm seeing outside is your Tuesday. So,
Yeah, it's something I was talking to Raina about. Is just to me how comical it is. I know it's bad, and I know you guys are not geared towards having this shit, but to me, um, winter storms being named is the funniest shit ever. Like these huge storms you guys are getting to me are just it's like a Tuesday, whatever. But I understand that your housing is not designed for this. But yeah, it's very much like it's a Tuesday. Why are we naming the snowstorm? It's just low visibility.
yeah.
What's the problem?
Well, I mean, if we
To
had.
be
Go ahead.
to be fair, they've started naming the storms, I think, since 2013, and that was with, I don't know if you remember it, but I've lived through it the first time. we were we were in Connecticut when they actually first started naming the storms, and boy, do I remember Athena and Nemo. I do remember Nemo,
You found them.
and I
Did you
felt
find
like it
them?
was that, and I was tempted to play some Night Wish. Do you
Beauty.
not know? Do you not know Night Wish?
Nope.
Oof. Okay, so we're gonna have to listen to some music. That's fine. That's dandy. That's cool. That's well. Cool. So Lumiere, what are you up to aside from the whiteout stuff outside?
Right. Well, right now it's not too bad. They were talking like freezing rain. I haven't seen any rain yet. The kids got a chance to play with it, playing it earlier today, and they're like, you know what? It's cold. I don't want to be out here. I'm gonna go play video games. And they did. So that's fine. I'm a lot more confident this year than I was during Snowvid or Snowmageddon, whichever terminology you want to talk about, where it just shit snow forever. And like a lot of people lost their homes. So if you weren't on a priority grid that was connected to a hospital, you pretty much were camping for like 3 days. So yeah, um, everything's fine for right now. I stocked up at the grocery store, not like doomer stocking, but
I heard about that happening yet again.
and I was responsible. I was like, I want 2 loaves of bread, peanut butter, jelly, a couple packs of ham, got some crackers. Heck, tonight I even made potato soup. I've never made potato soup before, so I had some leftover potatoes, and like it was a good opportunity because it's a nice, warm, thick meal. So, fact,
You could have just made some baked potatoes or like mashed potatoes. You can do a lot of stuff with potatoes.
oh yeah, but this was much better because I made a bigger quantity, and the kids ate the crap out of it. I got like croissants and hoagie rolls. Like we're set up, so I already keep enough food in the house for like surviving a week, at least if we have electricity. But it's the non-electricity stuff, and that rarely ever happens unless stupid happens outside. And we're mid-stupid right now, but I think we learned from the last time this happened. So I'm hoping that everything stays up.
Yeah.
Just to comment on Imy's thing, like, you're not wrong. Like if we had access to like snow-studded tires or knew how to use snow chains, I think that would probably be better. But even still, it would happen so infrequently, nobody would know what to do with it and think they can do like 60 miles an hour on studs.
Oh no, I understand. Like, it's for you guys who don't deal with it all the time. It's a very dangerous, a very serious thing.
Mhm.
For me, it's Tuesday.
Yeah.
Like, it's just the absolute opposites and differences in the two climates, where you have really really hot climates. You're not typically going to get that kind of a temperature. Like, um, for those of you who work in construction and know the R rating of insulation, most of Canada requires R20 insulation minimum. Most of you guys, I think, are around R15, maybe lower, and that's just basically the heat retention ability of the insulation.
I think that's what I had loose
The
built
higher
in
the
my
number,
attic.
the better.
That was the R20.
What's that?
I think that's what I had loose built in my attic, which was the R20. So I had like
Yeah,
20 inches of like R20 insulation like all over my attic.
yeah, and that's for us is mandatory. It can't be like R20 here and R18 there type thing. It's no, the whole house is R20.
Oh yeah.
Which is great because your power savings are way better in the summer and winter, especially when it's really really hot or really really cold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that explains why this house is
But
efficient because my air conditioner doesn't run very often because it just retains energy so well. Um,
and not only that, like our water mains are usually I think they're dug down to about 8 or 10 feet below surface, where other jurisdictions are nowhere near that deep because ours are dug to get below the frost line, so you don't have to worry about the pipes freezing in the winter.
yeah, here we have to worry about that. I got faucets dripping. I have 2 faucets dripping. I got one that's not accessible to the rest of the house, and the other one that is the kitchen sink, of course, just to keep things moving. Because if you ever forgotten to let that stuff drip, I hope we never do. Because that shit is expensive.
So what was funny is I'd forgotten to turn off my outside taps for my sprinkler and hose and stuff. So all I did was open up the outside tap, or close off the inside cutoff, open up the outside to let it drain, and I just left it. Because once it's open, it'll stay open all winter. And then if water does expand, it has somewhere to go. And I don't have to worry about my pipes bursting as a result.
Fair. I don't have an inside cutoff for it. At least not that I'm aware of. So, but yours lasts like months. This is gonna last like maybe 3 days. Yeah. So it's a lot less crucial on our side, but when it happens, like it's like, there it is, the fucking ink, right? Like that's generally what happens to most of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean I've lived in the northern states. I've driven in snow, and I know about all that stuff. But I don't trust anybody here to know anything. Like even in the northern states, when I was in Oregon, people thought just because they had 4-wheel drive, didn't realize that doesn't mean 4-wheel braking. So
No.
yeah.
And even 4-wheel drive, if you've got a locking differential, that's a different ride than if you've got all-wheel drive, which systematically will turn power on and off to different wheels depending on the needs.
Yeah,
Like it's not anywhere near the same.
Yeah, I've seen some catastrophic stuff happen in Portland. It was nuts. So, but yeah, no, everything should be fine here. I'm glad the power stayed on long enough for me to do the podcast. And if it goes out now, we're set. I've got all the warm stuff set out. So I've got battery banks charged. We should be fine. But yeah, that's it. I don't have anything else to add to that other than I'll probably be playing video games. I'm still messing around with Star Rupture. Amber Isle has become an interesting thing for me. It's very Animal Crossing-like, except you run a shop like Moonlighter, so that's going to be awesome. And yeah, no, that's it. I think that's it. Episode 114 done. It'll be a short one this week. Just like all the other years, the beginning of the year is always the slowest. So there's not a lot of material to pull from that's not just, hey, this game comes out. That's not what we're here to talk about. We talk about the important stuff, like Saudi princes taking over companies who celebrate LGBT events and things like that, and have staff that are.
Yeah, I'm hoping it gets re-examined and they deny it.
Yep, hope so too. I think there was something. I'd have to go back and look, and it was just a hint where they were talking about rolling back the Blizzard acquisition, which I would find hilarious. But I think
we talked about last week where there was that conspiracy that the Embracer Group was behind the lawsuits against Kotick, and Kotick was all pissy and claiming all that shit. That was some funny garbage.
It was. I would perpetually laugh if that was just the thing. It's just like, yeah, I know, like 39 billion and whatnot, but check this out. You're gonna have to give it back. That would just be terrible. Okay. Thank you for showing up. Come join us next week for episode 115, where we talk about more gaming-related topics, offering both informed and uninformed opinion. We love you guys. So stay awesome, keep it classy, and remember,
Don't be a dick.